This morning, the Australian and Aboriginal flags rise above the Sydney Harbour Bridge as the nation comes together for Australia Day. Protesters ignores pleas to not hold Invasion Day rallies amid fears they could become a COVID super-spreading event. And Amazing Grace abuse survivor who now fights for others named Australian of the Year.
This is 7 News with Sally Bowrey.
Good morning. There's a very different Australia Day being celebrated across the nation today. Pandemic restrictions mean that some of the most popular events have been cancelled or people are being told to enjoy them from home. Samantha Brett is in Sydney where an Invasion Day rally has been held. Sam, the demonstration has just finished.
Sally, good morning. Yes, the rally has just finished and it was largely peaceful. About 3,000 people came here to the Domain, and in order to remain COVID safe, authorities asked everyone to sit down in groups of 500, and that is exactly what the crowd did. So it went off pretty well and authorities are happy with most people. There were a few minor scuffles but no major incidents. Now this morning it was pretty spectacular in the city. At dawn, an Indigenous artwork was projected onto the Opera House sails, and that artwork was by a local artist from northern New South Wales. Then as the sun rose, both flags, the Aboriginal flag and the Australian flag, were raised on top of the Harbour Bridge. That is the first time that has happened at dawn on Australia Day. Then the Oz Day 10-kilometre wheelchair race kicked off through the city. That was one of only a few major events that was still taking place. Most were cancelled, although some local councils are still putting on a barbecue today, but crowds are limited. There will be a concert tonight at the Opera House, but crowds have been told to stay at home and watch it from the comfort of your couch. Now, there is a heat wave today. We're right in the middle of that heat wave. It is certainly very, very hot. 36 degrees in the city, 41 degrees out west. Sally?
All right, thank you very much, Sam Brett there reporting for us. Protesters are gathered at a state parliament in Melbourne as we go to air. Jade Vincent is there. Jade, this is one of a number of events planned today.
Yes, Sally, as you mentioned, thousands of protesters are here outside Parliament House, and you might just see that they're starting to make their way to march through the city streets. Organisers have tried to implement a COVID-safe plan, so they've separated the crowd into smaller groups as they start to march down here through Bourke Street. You will hear that speeches have just got underway, and it is, as you can see, quite a peaceful rally for this Invasion Day rally. Lots of signs and Aboriginal flags. Earlier this morning, a smaller group gathered and braved the rain in King's Domain for a dawn morning service. There was also quite a reflective smoking ceremony. Right now, also at Government House, there's a citizenship ceremony, also at other local councils around Victoria. Later today, we are expecting to see anti-lockdown protesters gathering and marching to St Kilda, protesting against the cancellation of the official Australia Day parade in the city today. They say once they get to St Kilda, they'll be celebrating with a beach party. Unfortunately, it doesn't really look like Melbourne's weather might hold up for a beach party today. And of course, cricket fans will be hoping that the two Big Bash games planned at Marvel Stadium and the MCG, that they won't get rained out there, Sal.
All right, thank you very much, Jade. One of the biggest Invasion Day protest rallies is being held in Brisbane today. Joel Dry is there. Joel, thousands are expected, but police have urged people not to attend.
Yeah, that's right, Sally. That's not necessarily exclusive to this event. Police have obviously asked many different protest groups not to gather during this time of COVID. And as you can see, there are plenty of people ignoring that advice. Probably about 3,000 people here in Queen's Park in Brisbane CBD. Fittingly, there is a statue of Queen Victoria, a symbol of colonialism, and one that these organisers say they want to oppress. There is a real mixture of messages today. Some groups say they would like simply to change the date for a more inclusive date that all Australians can get behind. But there are other members of this group here today that simply want to abolish Australia Day altogether, and some more radical protesters say they want to go further. They want to break down the Australian nation as a whole. So a real mix, but certainly there is a lot of passion here today. Plenty of signs talking about today being a symbol of genocide, plenty of Aboriginal flags and plenty of passion. From here they will march across the Brisbane River to Musgrave Park, a well-known gathering spot for Indigenous groups, and they say that this march is symbolic of the movement that they have. There is a groundswell of support, this group believes, to change the date, and they are of the understanding that it will happen within the next 12 months.
All right, thank you very much, Joel Dry, reporting there for us in Brisbane. After an extraordinary year, hundreds of Australians have been recognised on this year's Australia Day honours list. Politicians, scientists and sporting stars are among those honoured, but our top gong went to an abuse survivor who now fights for others.
At the time, she was a young student, just 15 years old. Grace Tame was raped by her school teacher.
I lost my virginity to a pedophile. I was 15, anorexic. He was 58.
Now in her 20s, she's Australian of the Year, using her voice to push for legal reform.
To be there amongst those people as a survivor of child sexual abuse and celebrated for speaking out, that was hugely just, it was so wonderful.
Dr Miriam Rose Ungamar Bowman, an Aboriginal activist, educator and artist, our senior Australian of the Year.
I've got 4 pillars. So there's opportunity, education, art and culture. And art and culture, I suppose, it helps to instill in our kids to be strong as in who they are.
Isabel Marshall, a 22-year-old social entrepreneur, Young Australian of the Year.
We are just so grateful that our cause has been recognised and given this incredible platform to speak to demographics we probably wouldn't have had the same sort of opportunity to.
And our local hero, Rosemary Kariuki, an advocate for migrants and refugee women.
We have an amazing opportunity to learn about different cultures and traditions, not to mention the food, music, and dance a bit. And together we can make this wonderful country that I call home even greater.
More familiar faces too, also recognised on the honour roll. Gay Waterhouse, appointed Officer of the Order of Australia.
I feel that it's an award that not only is for me, but for all the people that have been with me on the journey that I've taken.
One of 37 to receive the country's second highest honour, alongside Australian soccer star Tim Cahill and former Australian Test captain Greg Chappell. Better Homes and Gardens host Graham Ross receives an AM for significant service to broadcast media, horticulture and to the community.
I've got so many people to thank. It's been gardening for a long time.
Former PM Malcolm Turnbull awarded Companion of the Order alongside controversial tennis champion Margaret Court, an honour that's divided opinion.
The Prime Minister has called for unity as he welcomes Australia's newest citizens in the nation's capital. Live to political reporter Olivia Leeming in Canberra. Hello to you, Olivia. Scott Morrison's attended the flag-raising ceremony there.
Yes, telling the crowd that the country has overcome its brutal beginnings to create a modern Australia. In a politically provocative speech, he says there is no escaping Australia's origins of European colonisation, but insisting that Australia Day is a chance to confront the past and create our own future. He's welcomed 25 new citizens on the banks of Lake Burley-Griffin, joined by the Governor-General. Here's the Prime Minister.
In a year where much of the world has struggled under the strain of the global pandemic, Australians together have prevailed in our own Australian way.
And Olivia, the government could secure more doses of the Pfizer vaccine.
Yes, Pfizer has said that it is open to giving Australia more doses of its vaccine once it ramps up production later this year, on top of the 10 million already secured and now approved by the Australian medical regulator, with the rollout to begin late next month for frontline workers and nursing homes. Here's the Deputy Chief Medical Officer.
There will also be outreach teams which will be taking the vaccine in, again, specially designed containers out to the residents and the staff of aged care facilities and disability care facilities across the country.
Now, Moderna has announced that it will be trialling a new booster shot to make its vaccine more effective against the South African strain of the coronavirus, and Australia will be watching those results very closely. Sal.
All right, thanks for that, Olivia Leeming there in Canberra for us today. The New Zealand travel bubble has been suspended for 3 days after our Trans-Tasman neighbours recorded a case of COVID. Flights out of New Zealand were cancelled yesterday as news broke of the new restrictions. Tamara Bowe has more from Brisbane Airport.
Well, travel plans have been thrown into chaos once again after the federal government made snap changes to the Australia-New Zealand travel bubble after a single case of that highly contagious South African strain was located in an Auckland hotel. It was discovered 9 days after the woman had left quarantine. She was out in the local community for that time frame and visited anywhere up to 30 locations. It means now anyone who has been to New Zealand and has arrived into Australia on or before January 14 must now get COVID tested and isolate until they return a negative result. Some travellers were only told about the changes once they arrived at the airport yesterday.
We were getting ready to board the flight and then they just came over the announcement and said basically it's cancelled. Like, no information on why it was cancelled.
Packed up all our life. We came from Palmerston North, packed up all our stuff. We were about to move to start new jobs and, you know, start a new life because we couldn't get anything here, and now I don't know what's going to happen.
Now, because that woman spent a considerable amount of time in the community, urgent contact tracing is underway in New Zealand as authorities here scramble to determine exactly how many people travelled between the two countries during that time frame. But anyone who does have travel plans over the next couple of days between New Zealand and Australia, well, they're now being urged to reconsider.
Homicide detectives are investigating the discovery of a man's body in the Perth Hills. A group of teenagers found the remains in a wheelie bin in the Glenbrook Dam in the John Forrest National Park. Police divers were called in to retrieve the bin. Detectives are asking anyone in the Hovea region who noticed anything suspicious to contact Crime Stoppers. Rain has helped firefighters get on top of a bushfire emergency in the Adelaide Hills. A storm rolled in last night, drenching the fireground, but it will still take a few days to fully extinguish the blaze. At least 2 homes have been destroyed, along with sheds, cars and livestock.
I looked at the fire and I thought it's moving way too close and way too quick for me, so I just grabbed the dogs and myself and off I went.
A 60-year-old man has been charged with starting a bushfire near Clarendon as police investigate if he's also responsible for the Cherry Gardens blaze. Next in 7 News, a former Melbourne school principal accused of child sex crimes extradited from Israel. And the ball continues to roll for an impeachment trial for former President Donald Trump.
This is glorious shot. The last chance. Oh, and he's hammered that away to make the finals. 2 massive games. The superstars risking it all in the last chance to keep their seasons alive.
That is big, huge.
Who will make the finals? The most dramatic day of the Big Bash. Today on 7.
Back to school is easy at the Athlete's Foot. Book online to be like, we just show up when it suits us, or save time with Virtual Queue to be like, school shoes, sorted. There's MyFit 3D in store or MyFit Virtual online. The Athlete's Foot, now that's fit.
Did you know that when an ordinary garage door is shut, it's not actually locked? So to keep the things in your garage safe, you could protect them with one of these. Or you could just get a B&D garage door. With over 60 years of innovation and features like our auto lock system, you can be sure that with a B&D door, your garage isn't just shut, it can be locked shut. So ask yourself, is your garage as safe as can B&D?
When you want to update your home's air conditioning, you'll want air with smart automation. Air that's quiet and air that saves energy, a lot of energy. Isn't it time you updated your air conditioner? Mitsubishi Electric works for me.
This is your Australia Zoo.
Immerse yourself in the pristine open spaces. Watch the Irwins feed the crocs. And enter for your chance to win a Toyota Hilux and JK Camper at Australia Zoo.
Get your Woolies worth with weekly specials just in time for Australia Day. Like Australian lamb 4-quarter chops. Now just $14 a kilo. Save $3 a kilo.
That's why I pick Woolies.
Australia's biggest school shoe sale is on. Take 20% off all Clarks and Colorado school shoes and get an incredible 12-month warranty on all Colorado Resilience. Plus, a free gift with every purchase. Hurry into Williams & Mather's #1 for school shoes.
Thanks to Gomo Mobile, we get just what we need without any of the unnecessary frivolous stuff. We don't need any of that unwanted nonsense, do we, Ricky?
Well, no, honey. But a little bit of unwanted nonsense now and again wouldn't...
No, Ricky.
No.
Back to school is easy at the Athlete's Foot with formal shoes from Ascent, Alpha, Rock, Harrison and Clark's and sports shoes from Asics, Nike, New Balance and Saucony from $80. Back to school at the Athlete's Foot? Now that's fit.
Former Melbourne school principal Malka Leifer is on her way back to Australia after being extradited from Israel. She was escorted onto a plane just before the airport was shut down because of a coronavirus border closure. When she's back in Australia, she will face numerous child sexual abuse charges. Another step today towards an impeachment trial for former President Donald Trump. Ashley Mullaney is in Washington, and Ash, the US House is presenting its article of impeachment to the Senate.
Good morning, Sal. Yeah, this was a brief ceremonial process, but one that kickstarts the impeachment trial for Donald Trump. Moments ago, House Democrats marching across the Capitol with that single article of impeachment inciting insurrection. That has now been handed to the Senate. Donald Trump becoming the first president to be impeached twice, the first president that will now be tried after leaving office. A House Democrat speaking a short time ago on the Senate floor. Take a listen.
That Donald John Trump, President of the United States, is impeached for high crimes and misdemeanors, and that the following article of impeachment be exhibited to the United States Senate. Article of impeachment exhibited by the House of Representatives of the United States of America in the name of itself and of the people of the United States of America against Donald John Trump, President of the United States of America, in maintenance and support of its impeachment against him for high crimes and misdemeanors.
Now, Joe Biden is over at the White House, focused on his legislative agenda, signing more executive orders today, one designed to bolster the American manufacturing industry, another to roll back Donald Trump's ban on transgender people serving in the military. Take a listen.
And what I'm doing is enabling all qualified Americans to serve their country in uniform. Transgender personnel, if qualified in every other way, can serve their government in the United States military.
Now, this trial, where we'll see oral arguments take place, is actually happening on the 9th of February. It's been pushed back to allow Joe Biden time to get his cabinet picks pushed through. And just moments ago, as that article was being read, we've received the first email from Donald Trump, where he's just said President Trump will always and forever be a champion for the American people. That coming from an email titled The 45th Office, the Office of Donald J. Trump. He will have just received his summons. And those senators now being sworn in as jurors tomorrow. Sal?
OK, thank you very much. Ash Mullaney reporting for us there in Washington, DC. Russian President Vladimir Putin has denied owning a lavish palace on the Black Sea. Video of the palace was broadcast by Kremlin critic Alexei Navalny last week. He claimed it was built for Putin through an elaborate corruption scheme. But speaking to students in an online forum today, Putin accused his opponents of trying to brainwash people. Navalny is currently in jail and thousands of people have been arrested in nationwide protests. Next in 7 News Sport with Matt Carmichael, including the career of a key Hawk could be over after stepping away from football. Also, is this one of the best deliveries we've seen in Big Bash history?
When your furry friend gets really bad habits, one man can fix it. The Dog Father. New Dogs Behaving Very Badly. Wednesday.
Love the amazing benefits of apple cider vinegar but don't like the taste? Ugh. Try Nature's Way apple cider vinegar gummies. With all the goodness in a yummy gummy. Nature's Way apple cider vinegar gummies.
What happened?
It just took off.
Like just all on its own, yeah?
Pretty much.
Where are we going to get the money to fix this ceiling?
Wallet Wizard! Fast and easy cash, $500 to $5,000. Just go to walletwizard.com.au. Make that into a skylight.
Get your Woolies worth with weekly specials just in time for Australia Day. Like Australian lamb 4-quarter chops. Now just $14 a kilo. Save $3 a kilo.
That's why I pick Woolies.
Jo has been working non-stop to care for her community after the bushfires ravaged through here. Panadol believes care starts with people like Jo.
If I'm strong enough to be able to help somebody, then I need to give them my strength as well.
She organised clothes, food and shelter for those who had lost everything. Jo, you've given up so much of your time. Panadol would like to give you a holiday so you can look after yourself.
Oh, thank you.
She's helping people heal. Thank you, Jo.
Panadol, caring for Australians for over 60 years.
Early Settlers Big Sale just got bigger. Up to 30% off our comfy sofas. Up to 40% off bedroom. Buy the chairs and get the table half price. Buy one table lamp and get one free. Outdoor furniture up to 30% off. Early Settlers Big Sale is now on.
The Doorbuster Door Sale at Doors Plus for 4 days only. Save up to 50% this weekend. And we can fit, paint, stain and deliver. Visit a showroom for a free measure and quote at the 4-day Doorbuster Sale. Ends Monday. Doors Plus.
No fuss. Can't believe some health insurers don't let you use your extras limits the way you want.
Yeah. Oh, what a clock of shit.
Does your health insurer offer cover that lets you use your extras limits your way? Don't settle for a quackish. Join HBF today.
It's Junior Highway's big brand sellout with prices smashed store-wide. Take $50 off this Nintendo Switch crunch to a ridiculous $3.99. $400 off the Xiaomi electric scooter tossed out for $6.99. And grab $100 off this latest Dyson V10. JB, you've done it again.
Good morning. The Sydney Thunder have locked in their Big Bash finals place after a crushing 9-wicket win over the Adelaide Strikers. After rain reduced the clash to 14 overs each, an unbeaten 80 from Jake Weatherald helped the Strikers set 116 for victory. The first ball to Usman Khawaja from Dan Worrell was unplayable.
What about the start for the Adelaide Strikers? Usman Khawaja walking off going, what was that? Where did that come from?
That was the only joy for Adelaide. Big Bash leading run scorer Alex Hales hit his 30th six of the season, breaking the league record. His 116-run stand with Callum Ferguson guided the Thunder to an easy win. That win sees the Thunder jump up to third and secure the finals place. The Strikers will have to wait for today's results to discover their fate. And it's a huge doubleheader on 7 today. The Hurricanes can guarantee a finals place with victory over the Renegades. The Sixers could finish on top if they beat the Stars tonight. Hawthorn haven't put a time frame on the return of midfielder Tom Scully after stepping away from football. The 29-year-old's future remains clouded in the final year of his 3-season contract at the Hawks, but the club has confirmed he's dealing with a personal matter and hasn't been seen since players returned from the Christmas break. The AFL will overhaul concussion protocols in the coming weeks, ready for the new season. Players will be sidelined for 10 days instead of 7 if they received a head knock to the head and are concussed. Melbourne United survived an almighty scare against the Cairns Taipans to keep their unbeaten start to the NBL season going. United led by 13 points at one stage in the fourth, but the Taipans fought back, bringing it back to within a point. Cairns had the chance to win it on the buzzer.
Machado! No! It was nearly the big steal from Cairns.
United are 2 from 2 after the 87-85 win. Chelsea have controversially sacked club legend Frank Lampard as manager just 18 months after he took charge of the Premier League giants. Fans and pundits have slammed the decision after the club invested more than $350 million in players since he arrived. In the FA Cup fourth round, Championship strugglers Wycombe took a shock lead over Tottenham, but Spurs fought back, winning 4-1 after a late burst of goals.
And the crafted shot finds its way into the far corner of the net from Harry Winks.
Tottenham play Everton in the fifth round. Sal, I know you were very impressed with that delivery from Dan Worrell. There's plenty more of that coming in the Big Bash on 7 today.
Looking forward to it.
Cheers.
Thank you for that, Matt. Next in 7's Morning News, we'll have the national weather forecast.
AFLW is back, and the superstars are here from the start.
Harris comes thundering out. Malloy, brilliant again. Darcy Vesio, perfect. Kiyoshi, flying shot at goal and makes her pay.
Carlton face off against Collingwood. AFLW is back Thursday on 7 Mate and 7 Plus.
This seems easy enough.
Getting a loan can be complicated. Nimble makes finance faster. Get a Nimble personal loan up to $25,000 from 8.99%. Comparison rate from 10.31% per annum. Visit nimble.com.au.
Start your next chapter and discover why Halcyon is Queensland's best. Need space to move, learn or start something new? No worries. Want to connect, relax or explore all life has to offer? No worries. Halcyon is the freedom you need and the lifestyle you deserve. Discover no worries living by visiting Halcyon, Australia's most awarded lifestyle communities today. Simply Google Life Begins at Halcyon.
This is me, 10 Cent Tom. I love collecting recyclables. It's a great way to save a few extra dollars and help save the planet. My name is Tom Peary and I'm a change maker.
Introducing Light and Easy's new Jumpstart Plus. Jumpstart Plus combines the proven weight loss results of intermittent eating with Light and Easy's delicious summer menu, plus a new app to track your success and help you achieve your goals.
Light and Easy made it pretty easy for me to lose it. I didn't have to think about it. The weight just kept dropping off.
I was really surprised with the results that I got with Light and Easy, and they do come quickly.
Fast track your weight loss success in 2021 with Light and Easy's new Jumpstart Plus. Jump online today.
Tresemme bottles are now made with Australian recycled plastics and are recyclable. Tresemme, the same professional quality, restyled for the planet.
Tested 10 years in 10 minutes. Because it's what's inside that counts. And that's what makes it clearly a Sealy.
Dare to fit an old favourite? You have goals. Fat Blaster helps you reach them faster. Fat Blaster's delicious weight loss shakes with protein, vitamins and minerals satisfy hunger so you get results. As part of our easy weight loss program, Fat Blaster helps you reach your goals faster. Summer, party or post-pub. Whatever your weight loss goals, be the you want to see with Fat Blaster.
Time now to have a look at the weather around the capitals for this Australia Day, and it's certainly a hot one along the east coast. Brisbane heading for plenty of sunshine today, 31 degrees. Hot into Sydney, 38, even warmer in the western suburbs with a windy change this afternoon. Canberra, 35 degrees. The cooler change has swept through Melbourne, 22 today with showers, also 22 in Hobart, 24 degrees, a bit of cloud in Adelaide. Perth, fine today, 26 the top, and some showers and storms are expected in Darwin today with a top of 29 degrees, while it'll be raining on the rock at Alice Springs. And that is 7 News to now. We'll keep you up to date throughout the day. I'm Sally Barry. Thanks for your company. Have a good day.
7 News with Sharon Gadella and Max Futcher every night at 6 o'clock.